Oh boy!
Ooh, that hit different.
Everybody loves
Okay. And Wiz is back again. I should have turned on my broadcast for that little bit of 2K I
You're not the
played.
Brian Regan one. Do you know that bit? No. Apparently
It's
every joke
hand in
I
hand
make,
with
Brian
everything
Regan
I
did it
say.
first. He's the Simpsons of my existence. That's the
But
exact
anyway,
song where
thank you.
it's like someone sings it and then he's like,
I
oh,
was going to check
he
out this smell
kinda
thing
likes
before I
her.
left.
That is it. Yeah, you're right.
So let's see what this is about.
But she's not really that into him. I swear to you, I have no knowledge. But, yeah, we're talking about operas, guys. I know how much you love operas.
I like being the richest.
We're going to play a game. We have a couple games lined up.
In a
This
sense.
first one, we're going to play a game where I'm going to set up the plot of some of the
I don't
most
like being the
iconic,
richest, and I don't
well-known
like being the
operas
poorest.
in existence. And then you're
Gotta
going to
give it a
have an
fine
opportunity
in-between
to
line.
fill in the next plot point to earn points. So I'll tell you, I'll like set up a scene
Said
and be like,
Bailey,
and then
spun.
whatever, the character does this, the character, and then you just tell me what happens next. Operatic plots are notoriously simple, right? Because it's all about the drama. The story is whatever. A lot of them are very straightforward stories. It's about the singing and the drama.
This is exactly what I was looking
You guys
for.
know these stories. I didn't know they had a plot other than the Phantom of the Opera. He kind of likes her. Summarizes about 90% of all operas that exist. Anyway, Mark is heads, Wade is tails. We're gonna take turns, so when he gets to go first. If you happen to not know, maybe your opponent will have a chance to submit a steal. I'm sure that we're just gonna breeze right through this. I have a lot prepared, because I think we're just gonna go. Everyone's gonna know. Anyway, that is tails. Oh, good. Wade gets to go first. We are gonna start with everyone's favorite, Carmen. You know,
I gotta go see where I upgraded stuff from Rubber Blood.
Version of it. What's that? I can't remember that. I never remember the name of the song. That's a very famous song. That's from Carmen. Everyone knows
Mega
that.
snow
So let's get
covered
that up
tree.
and then you tell me what happens next, okay? Yeah. Carmen, a free-spirited and flirtatious woman, seduces Don Jose, a soldier. And then me? Yeah, what happens next?
We're going straight for the
Don
painted
Jose,
eggs.
the godfather, talks to his underboss and is like, hey, I kind of like this Carmen lady. And so they go on a date, but the rival families get involved because they also want Carmen in their family. What if I told you that was exactly correct? I believe you. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay. Mark, what about you? You must know Carmen. You must know
I
the
know
famous
Carmen.
first act of Carmen.
Yeah, of course. So Carmen seduces.
Don Jose.
I was going to say Don Julio. I was like,
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Don Jose, he's a soldier. I give you that too.
Don Jose, who is obviously already married, because that's drama. And he's also at war, which is very dramatic, especially back in those days. They have mad, incredible, unbelievable, raucous sex. Immediately. Immediately.
That actually is probably true, but that's not in the opera, unfortunately. You'll laugh, you'll remember. Obviously, Don Jose is a soldier, captivated by Carmen, who is a fiery factory worker, and after a fight breaks out in the factory where Carmen works, Carmen gets arrested. Don Jose, a infatuated young man, helps her escape from jail,
Or give me a cat.
leading
Give me a cat.
to him being arrested and going away to
I
prison
would like another.
for several months.
Let's do
But
that.
then, are we doing this again? The next part? Yeah, that's Act 1.
Give me something good.
Is actually like an opera fan and knows these things. These are probably horrific sometimes. It's a comedy show. Okay, so just
Using up all my money.
leave
There we
your
go.
angry remarks in the subreddit, and I
Yeah,
will
I'm
go
satisfied.
look at them.
The desperation in your voice. Can I call the subreddit real quick? I meant to do this before.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry to pause it, but there was something, we did
We
animal
can
noises
only do
too,
two.
right?
We only do
There
two.
was
I ain't stressing it.
on the subreddit of someone being like, they should do animal noises again. Here's a video of animal noises that they haven't done. And I I swear to God, people are so blind to what they want and the actions they're doing to prevent what they want. Because if one of you two
What do I take it
was
to
on
sell
the
it?
subreddit and just decided to watch this video, you would have heard all these animal noises that you haven't heard. And I wouldn't have been able to do it.
I do go on the subreddit, and occasionally I do watch the videos and things they post. So that's
Some of the animals in that video were the ones that I had queued up that Lixian pulled them up, but they were the ones, if I hadn't just done that episode,
Over here?
if I hadn't just done it, they would have fucking ruined it. They would have ruined it. It's what they wanted. How can people not think that far ahead into their actions?
you assume that they think at all.
You're right.
Anyway, Act 1. Don Jose loves Carmen. Helps Carmen escape. Don Jose in jail. Act 2 opens.
You want Roblox?
Traditionally, they have 3 to 5. This one has 4. Thank you. I didn't know if Act 2 is the last act or... Okay, got it. Act 2 is 4. This is just the next thing that happens. I'm just picking up plot points. I'm just going to get me in so much trouble with Mandy's parents because they're singers and they know operas. And this is just be... I'm a little worried about it, but it's going to be funny. 2 months later, Carmen and her friends are at a tavern where Don Jose has been released from prison and they're all celebrating. And then renowned bullfighter Escamillo arrives to the tavern. And, Mark?
Well, it's pronounced Esquimio, and he's a renowned bullfighter.
Translations, it's...
Yeah, I understand your ignorance. Boy, insulting though is probably not a great way to start this.
Yes.
Anyway, advice, Wade, don't do that.
What? It's always worked out for me.
I've forgotten everything. You
Alright, Wade, what happens next? Tell me.
I'm trying to remember where it actually stopped and where Mark's stuff began.
They're at their bullfight. Don Jose goes to the bullfight, confronts Carmen. Carmen and Escamilla are together, and Don Jose goes there and confronts Carmen and says, "You're getting back with me!"
So Carmen, being with the bullfighter, is down like on the main level, great seats to watch the fight, and Don Jose can't get there easily because he's got the bad seats. So he has to hop into the arena with the bulls to run and profess his love. And Esquimio, seeing this, is not confident in himself or his relationship. He's a bit of a jealous type. So he does, in fact, go out there and try to show that he's more man than Don Jose, and does the whole bullfighting thing. Carmen freaks out and runs out there, panicked. And at the last second, the bull is charging Carmen. And Ischemio decides he'd rather sacrifice himself than lose Carmen, even if it means that he knows those two will be together. So he jumps in front of Carmen and takes the horns to the chest, holding out his hand and saying he loves her one last time and wishes her and Don Jose a happy future. And then he dies, and Carmen hops into Don Jose's arms, immediately forgetting Ischemio, and they run off into the sunset with some bulls chasing them.
I love how fickle your version is. I appreciate that. Very operatic, very dramatic. I just want to say, in your attempts to complete this part of the story, both of you had the right vibe, but were wildly wrong.
Okay.
But one of you has already completed the story correctly and nailed it. Brought it home, you were just a little early, because obviously, when Don Jose confronts Carmen and tells her, You're getting back with me, she scoffs his advance and tells him, no, we are over, and I am with Escamillo now. And in a jealous, unbridled rage,
Shit.
Don Jose, with his hands outstretched, while one of them clenching a knife, lunges at Carmen and stabs her to death. And that, yeah, you guys thought the guys would have, like, honor or be noble about it, or... No, these are petty, fickle, dramatic characters.
I had a feeling.
The south of France, she had no chance. Now there's blood trickling down her pants. Because she's dead, stabbed in the head.
Was that the song? Is that what the translation?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Not gonna lie, guys. Seems like a bummer.
No, well, that's okay. A lot of operas are actually super happy, and they're definitely not all huge drags and bummers. But I do have some more of these that I want to get through. But I had another game that I was honestly more excited about. We're gonna move on to the next game. This one is called That's a Real Opera. Right? I have summaries of operas here, and some of them are summaries of real operas, and they really exist and were written down by human people, and some of them are not real. Some of them are complete fabrications. I feel like I wanted to warm you guys up running through at least one story, so now you know the level of drama, the level of action that operas have.
Horny and angry.
Pretty much. So now I'm just going to read you a quick summary, and then you both have to pick real and unreal. And you can agree, that's fine. And we can discuss, but then I'll reveal to you if it is in fact real or not real. Starting with a true classic, this opera is called The Nose. A bureaucrat wakes up to discover his nose is missing. The nose develops a life of its own, gets a better government job, and refuses to return to the man's face. Is that a real opera, or is that some bullshit I made up? And yes, it's a if it's a real opera, it's a fully staged opera. Multiple acts, big dramatic singing, an actor portrayed with no nose for most of the entire thing on stage. There is a picture of giant human person-sized noses dancing in one production that was put on that was actually had pictures and some video taken of it. This whole thing, a real thing. Don't look into the fact I'm trying to convince you so aggressively. It's a real thing. Totally a thing. Not just made up. Is it real or am I lying to you?
Well, I mean, all the extra convincing, I'm leaning towards real, but now I'm like, man, that would be a clever ploy.
Yeah, I'm a good liar. What's wrong with that?
So I'm convincing the entire audience that you're the nice one.
It's not lying. I just am the nice one. You just tell that.
This is obviously made up.
I'm going real.
Someone must make a giant
I'll never
nose
forget
costume.
you.
Terrible. The audio
Oh,
coming
yay.
out of that. Not good.
And of course, that is a real
Broadcast
opera
every
written
day.
by Shostakovich.
Every day.
I'd have a nosier name. Like if your whole life
I
is
need
about,
all
I'm
the
gonna
watch
have my
hours I
dream,
can
my
get.
dream is to make this nose opera. It's like that's got to have a deep-seated root in childhood.
The funny fact about that, that's
Trying
the
to get
first
the
opera
3,000
that guy
watch
ever wrote.
hours from people.
But not the last.
That's not, obviously not.
The nasal saga continues.
His next opera was actually called The Balls, and then he just kind of jumped around. He had a lot of opinions about anatomy.
sing on stage.
He also only has one song for all his operas.
Yeah, all operas are actually the exact same piece of music. No, he didn't get it like that.
Is it like the book where the bear lost its hat and then finally he's like, where's my hat? There's this scary part in the middle of the opera where he's like, I've seen the notes. And they go kill the fish. That looks terrifying.
Oh, there it is. Wait, this is it. It's just a bear on the left that looks like he just got out of a POW camp, and then on the opposing page is just a blank white page that just says, I have seen my hat.
It is, yeah, it's terrifying.
That bear has been through so much shit. That's real. That did actually happen. You're right. You're right. You're on point. This one is called Die Soldatin, which is the soldier in German. A young woman's descent into social ruin is portrayed through fragmented time, military violence, and an extremely dense and unpleasant modernist score. Unpleasant is my own adaptation. It includes a scene with 16 simultaneous onstage events that all happen during and over top of each other.
This is just a really shitty modern adaptation of Carmen. This is fake.
Wait, what? Your opinion is that this is a real thing that happened and it exists, so it's fake?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I think it's a really shitty modern adaptation of Mulan, and it's fake.
God, I hope it's based on Mulan. And of course, this is another real one, because everybody knows what makes good opera.
Soldiers.
It's hard to even imagine that literally the scene with 16 things happening on stage, it's like 30 plus actors all on stage, all just having their own separate, it's so unpleasant.
Forgot that. I figure how like 16 things happen, like someone's itching their nose, someone's pushing the cart, or like 16 major.
No, it's like they're having like interactions. It's not all like major interact, but they're talking or they're doing something. It's like busy. It's a lot. It sounds horrible. Modernist is exactly correct. I don't care very much for modernist stuff. That's old. Can't you tell? Doesn't that sound old to you?
Sort of Brad, right? Brad makes it modern. This song is ugly.
I can feel my subscriber.
Parts of me just cringed I didn't even know could.
Yeah.
At this point, he's actually harming this podcast. He's actively harming it. So what do we do?
Kill me.
The audience lunge at him.
Send your best polls my way.
Alright. Real or fake?
I'm gonna get one of these right.
This opera is called Glass Chapel. In a remote mountain monastery made entirely of glass, a mute monk discovers a hidden score said to summon angels. He learns to sing through silent devotion, and the more he sings of the song, the more the chapel begins to fracture and destroy itself. The climax is that knowing it will destroy the chapel and sacrificing his life, he finishes performance of this angelic music to summon the angels and destroys the glass chapel.
Fake. An opera with only one character? I don't think so.
I mean, there are characters, but
No, there are no other characters.
I'm likely losing, so I'm gonna say real. I just need the points.
I love this for you. That one's fake. Another, The Clockmaker of Dresden. Classic. Albrecht, a reclusive clockmaker whose inventions are said to steal time from those who hear their chimes, has a fiancée. She dies mysteriously, and he descends into madness, and he builds his ultimate invention, which is just a giant clock that he's trying to have reverse time so he can get his fiancée back. But on the final 13th forbidden chime, it freezes time forever. Oh, also the clock is an automaton shaped like his fiancée, and as time freezes, he's hugging it.
You know, if this is not real, I want it to be real. That sounds awesome. Wait, you go.
I'll say real again.
It's real, alright?
I'm covering the spread, fake, but I wish it was real.
And of course, the classic opera, The Clockmaker of Dresden, is just some bullshit I made up.
It sounds really good though, right? Wait, did you not get one? You didn't get one, did you?
Thanks, man, for pointing that out. I appreciate that.
Do you want one more, Wade? Do you want one more?
Oh, no, but it'd be a perfect failure.
The odds of missing this many coin flips in a row is got to be minuscule.
Alright, I won't offer any hints. I will keep this simple. Also, this title is in French, I think, so I can't pronounce it.
Fake, locking it in.
I love this.
Real locked in.
This opera is entitled L'Enfant et les Sortilèges.
Clearly you made that up.
Yeah, Google Translate certainly doesn't exist.
Obviously, it's real.
This fake is a kid.
Do you want to hear the story? Because the story will make you believe. This is my favorite story of the whole list. Actually, I like the Clockmaker one, but this one's pretty good. A misbehaving child is scolded by his furniture, wallpaper, and a rather saucy teapot after throwing a tantrum. After descending a little bit into madness, even though he's a child, the child learns kindness and humility, and then everything forgives him. It's all chill. Are we sticking with our locked in answers?
Yeah, we're locked in.
I'm doubling down.
Wade, you couldn't have done a better job.
Get ready to raid. Explore and fight. Choose your champions.
Because you are 0 for 5. That is a real opera.
0 for 5 is unfair.
I don't have my coin with me.
You better find a coin, Mark.
You got any lens caps?
Alright, I got a phone, I guess, but I don't want to flip
Don't
it.
drop it. Alright,
Oh, hold on. What side of the phone is heads?
I'm assuming the face is the heads.
mine is the lady in the dress is heads, and the creature on the backside is tails.
So, wait, what are the stakes of this unfair?
No idea.
No, we don't. That's not what we're doing right now. We don't have to commit to anything until we know what the outcome is. Wade called unfair on him being 0 for 5 in that game. We'll see what the coins say.
Oh, fuck.
I got tails.
Tails.
I've totally flubbed it. I have to flip again.
Oh,
Don't
Mark.
get tails. Don't get tails.
Oh, God. It's on the floor right now. Dramatic reveal. It's tails.
Does that make me 0 for 10?
Wade loses his unfair challenge. When what you challenged was that you went 0 for 5 in that game. That was unfair. So to be made, the coins have deemed that it is in fact fair, and for that to be made doubly fair, I guess means that you went 0 for 10 and Mark went 10 for 10 in the previous game now, according to metaphysics?
Look, I only got one wrong, so I'll take 8 instead of 10.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So Mark went 4 for 5, so Mark went 8 for 10.
I hope I was really funny today.
I don't think all the wheel spins in the world are bring you back from that one.
Can we roll a D30?
The coins have spoken, and that is now even more fair than it already was.
Yeah.
I will say, Wade, I respect it because I think you were in a tough spot there, even with bonus points and stuff.
I had to try. That was our first 3 tails, wasn't it? Have we ever had 3 heads actually succeed?
I don't think yet.
Great, I'm glad the first one was a failure for me.
On such a streak. On such a streak.
I love that for you. You just really... I knew you'd be good at the opera stuff, Wade.
Thank you.
Anyway, there we go. And clearly we have demonstrated that we know many things about operas. In no particular order, here's what you earned points for. Wade, you earned points for Phone Panic, different Taylor probably, Still No Car, Mark by Big Boat, Unrelated Kidnapping, Goes to Be with Escamillo, Singing a Lot. You know what, I'm going to give you another point for all the singing. Don't push it. Red Bear, Bro, we're singing. Bro, where are we dropping? You earned a lot of points in that segment. Despite how poorly you performed. 0 for 10. Unbelievable. Mark, you earned points for Apple Watch Choker, Drago Delivery, Don Julio, Esquimio, killed Carmen a little too soon, but still get it. Rage Point, getting the nose, Diesel Dotton, Glass Chapel, Hawkmaker of Dresden, and the Infant. All correct. Wait, did you miss one of those? I gave you all 5 of those.
I didn't miss
He and I both said fake on one.
the second one. Yeah, the second one had whatever that was.
Oh, I'm gonna scratch that away. Scratch it away. So there we go. So that was 4 points each behind you, but I put a correction in there, so you lost that point. And now, are you guys excited for this? I did some off-camera work. I've upgraded our wheels. New wheel.
Did you add anything to it?
I didn't add anything to it, no, but I've upgraded the wheels to a new system.
Oh, this is the D3.
Yeah, so this is the D3, this is the bonus point wheel, and then this is the winner's wheel. They've all been upgraded.
Hey, good work, Bob.
And they're all saved on my computer, so if the website happens to break or something, they don't just go away for eternity.
That's smart.
I am going to add... I had something else written down, but this feels only fair. I'm going to add most singing.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to help you out. But first, we have to do the old... How many bonus points? 3. 3 bonus points. Oh, this also shows the history, which is really interesting.
That is handy.
So we're going to do 3 bonus points, and we do 3 spins of this bad boy.
They were going to test
Most callbacks. I did a lot of the hands outstretched.
Did a lot of singing. A lot of the same song callback.
Wade did sing before the hands outstretched bit, and continued to do that the entire time.
That is correct.
We did have a lot more callbacks than usual today.
Wade gets most callbacks. I like
Yes.
that. I like that. Right, Mark. Disable this option for the next spin, and spin number 2. Drooled the most.
I don't think I ruled at all.
Maybe we call that a respin. I don't think there was a lot of fault rule in this.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't that many. So. And it usually is obvious when one of us does, because usually it's Wade going,
Yeah. Alright, respin. Spin number 2 again. Most locked in.
Probably not me, since I forgot every name every time.
That is true.
That's true. Literally, we had several interactions where I was like, his name is Don Jose, and he would be like, alright, so, Don...
Yeah.
I gotta give that one to not me.
Alright. You could say it. You could say my name.
He doesn't remember your name. And spin number 3. Bald. I hope Bald comes up 6 times for you, Wade. Artist. Unless something crazy happened, I'm pretty sure that one goes to Mark.
That no, I just lit out was the most I've ever related to the T-Rex in Jurassic Park at the end when it screams. No!
We got this bad boy.
Oh, do we need that? Are we tied?
No.
I'll keep it up on screen and we'll just see if we're tied. Mark did earn 4 bonus points, but so Wade, I read all your points. You earned 8 points, Wade.
That's gotta be enough.
Great job. Mark, you started with -1, but then you earned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I think 17 minus 1 is 16 points.
Double or nothing right now for my score. Double or nothing.
If you hadn't already used the unfairness, the score wouldn't be as funny as it is, but you could try it. I don't know. Anyway, Mark, you earned literally twice as many points as Wade did.
Thank you.
And you won today's episode with a score of 16 to 8.
It's not quite as crushing a victory in terms of proportion as you had of Wade in last episode, but that's only because he had 2 and you had 5, I think. So actually, it's only 2.5 times more than he has.
It was a terrible birthday week.
Yeah, good job, Mark. Wade, loser speech.
You know, guys, I've really been putting my comedic cojones on the line, and I'm learning that apparently they're not as big and wonderful as I thought. I have been crushed, humiliated, and defeated multiple times in a row. From the ashes, much like from the grave for Carmen, we shall rise and become bigger than life.
Probably. You know what's funny, Wade, is even if Mark hadn't gotten 4 extra points for your coin flip and 2 bonus points, he still beat you.
Thanks, man, for letting me know that.
Anyway, Mark, winner speech?
Well, much like the Grinch, my balls grew 3 sizes this day for my victory. I'm so grateful for literally just coasting my way to the finish line. My opponent was trying so hard every step of the way, but he was just driving his feet deeper into the potholes every time, tripping himself up, shitting down his own pants, pissing on his own legs. Shouldn't have got the apple cock ring. The apple choker's the way to go. Thanks for this amazing victory.
Great words, great speech. Great man. You'll be a great host next week. Thanks so much for watching and listening, but more for watching, I guess, is kind of the tone of this episode. Listeners, you know what you did. Make sure you follow Mark and Wade and myself over on our other platforms, but most importantly, make sure you follow this show. Hit the little check mark or whatever, you get notifications when the episodes come out. It's Mondays and Fridays. Always Mondays and Fridays. But somehow you still miss it. So probably follow the show so you get the notifications. Thank you everyone so much for being here. We'll see you again in the next episode where Mark will be hosting. And until then, podcast out.
Trying every trick? Your tech works fast and lasts 24 hours, so you can seize the day.
This might actually be the hottest game on mobile right now. This is Dark War Survival, and by hot, I mean you gotta build the perfect shelter to win. And how's...
Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distracted. Now gloriously brought to you with video feed, so you can watch the gents' cherubic faces beat with popularity. This week, Bubbly Bob sets up his pals to probe into assholes. Mustache dwelling Wade has his helmet ripped off, and Genius Level Mark offends the face person. Dessert recipes to essence or sauce to theirs. It's time for Am I the Arsehole? Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome back to Distracted What?
I don't know. It's just like your lack of confidence in it. I thought it was great. This is the first one. You're the winner of the first one that we do here, and we can finally talk about it. So
Oh, yeah, that's true. We've been dying, edging to talk about this. The first one, and we're already edging. Yeah, hello and welcome back to Distractable. It might look a little different because it looks now. Because up until this point, we were audio only. But now we're like the cool kids. And you can see our faces. And our beautiful room background. And other... Welcome to another episode. I will be your host for today. My name is Bob. And I am joined, as always, by my 2 competitors for this episode. And Wade. Hello, guys.
Hi. And if you're confused because you're listening to this audio only, if you press some secret button somewhere that I don't know where it is, there's a way you can watch this with video. You can see our real faces, our real reactions.
All built into the Spotify app. Assuming. I have no idea how it works or where it's going to look like or whatever, but it's in there. There's a video. You can watch it. Before we get into today's competition, where Mark and Wade will be competing for points that I may or may not keep track of, and may or may not arbitrarily gift at the end of the episode, it's tradition for us to talk about ourselves. I feel like I've talked about the fact that Betty and I have a baby now, and it's exhausting. So you guys, how is you?
Just about to start production on a very cool thing that I haven't told anybody about, but making a movie. In case I'm making a movie.
Details. What is it though? Who's in it?
Me. It's a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minutes to watch?
Yep. Many minutes.
Okay.
Many minutes. Like, it's gonna have a lot of minutes.
More than 5.
I've been doing tons of work in terms of pre-production for that, getting ready and all the various nuanced things, and everyone's being like, oh man, a movie, that's got a big thing. But you guys know that when making space, it ain't a small thing that I've done. Like, so many people...
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
The Emmy-losing work, that's right.
Yeah, and it's just like so many people have been like, man, are you sure you're ready for it? I was like, I made practically 4 movies with space. And with Heist, like, there's enough content for 2 movies by itself. It's like, I've done this stuff before. The only difference now is that it's not first person. It's like a traditional movie.
So everyone on the set will know how it's supposed to work, and it's not some weird thing where you're inventing a camera rig to make it work.
How many choices? 1, to watch the movie. And I get 2, and then leaving halfway through. I guess it's another choice.
At the beginning of the movie, you're presented with one choice. Stay or don't.
Yeah, your life will really sprawl in different directions.
And if you don't stay, that's the choice you made. All of the whatever happens after you leave the movie is actually Mark's fault.
God, that's actually a really good idea for a promotional video. It's like a choose your own adventure going into the movie. So it's like the first choice is to watch the movie or not. And then if you do, but if you don't, you just walk right out the door and you get a bad end. And then you go to the concession stand, you got choices there for your snacks. Man, that would be really fun. I should do that.
No one would be upset about that. No one would feel completely misled about how your previous works might tie into the new thing.
No, not at all. Yeah, I aim to confuse my audience at all times, just like we do on this podcast.
Excellent. I've only been half listening, so I'm already confused. Oh, good. Well, I assume you haven't been listening because you've been thinking of some very fascinating small talk things. How are you? What's the fascinating thing you're daydreaming about while you're ignoring Mark? I can't wait for this episode to actually be aired, because at that time, I'll probably be in a sling for my surgery, assuming I have it this next time around. I'll have finally gotten that done, and I like food. Riveting. Thank you. Listen, I live an interesting life. How bad is the shoulder? You are basically living with a completely messed up shoulder, right? I'm told that, like, through here, like, burning sensation I occasionally get is from the tear. What I don't know, it must be like a subconscious compensation. Most of my pain is actually up here, like in my neck area, which is why they thought it was my neck to start with. But it must be like me compensating for the shoulder constantly. Like, because the doctors were like, well, if we fix the shoulder, there's no guarantee this will go away. I was like, we'll make this go away. They're like, I don't know, you want surgery or not? Yes. So, like, this is apparently a mystery. No one's ever had pain here before. And they're just like,
I do have to ask if you, because I know your diet, and I'm not trying to call you out or anything. You have a deep tendency to eat pretty much plain cheeseburgers, just fried chicken in any capacity, and then a lot of meat. And I just am suspicious. Like, is there any nutrient that you're missing in your day-to-day life that could possibly
be causing your body not able to repair the nerves properly and muscles and connective tissue.
Well, he's got all the amino acids he needs, but the doctor did say he's missing vitamins A through K plus all the other ones. Didn't you just do a protein-only diet?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you just do keto, bro?
No.
That's what I do.
But I also supplement. I take a. Well, you basically do it. Like from everything I've seen, you just have two pieces of bread between all your meat. But like, do you do any multivitamin? I'm not trying to be holistic. Like,
I don't do a multivitamin. I do eat, not daily, but I do eat more vegetables and fruits than I used to eat. And I've cut out a lot more of the fast food. We do more home cooked stuff. I've been doing more like, I don't know if rice is healthier than potatoes, but I've been doing more like rice with meals than potatoes and stuff like that. I've tried to eat less if you put butter on the rice, like you do or whatever. I just eat it as it comes. But like, if it's like a teriyaki chicken or like a buttered chicken, it's like whatever the sauce is with that. So I've tried to vary it up and do more variety of meals. A couple days a week, I've been getting like mixed vegetables, like green beans and corn and that kind of thing. So while I still do eat a lot of meat, I've tried to mix up the sides and do less of, like, whenever I do get like fries or something, I'm not getting a large fry, I'm getting like a small fry. So I'm trying to cut back on that type of things and do less fried food. So I have been trying to be a bit better. And I was actually, part of the reason this tear probably happened was I was trying to actually exercise more last year. And I think I went too hard. I went from like 0 to 100 on like, how many push-ups can I do before I can't do more? How many sit-ups? Let me watch this video and just go for an hour on the elliptical after doing 0 elliptical for 3 years. So I kind of went from 0 to 100 on it. But once I'm cleared to get back to it, I'm going to try to ease into exercises a bit more too. So multivitamin's probably a good idea. So to answer your question, I might be able to get good internet again soon. Apparently fiber's finally on the way.
Good for you.
Thank you. Apparently, upload isn't going to be gigabit. Upload will only be 500 meg, but download will get the 2 gig, which feels unnecessary.
For all those big game updates you gotta download.
I want to talk about something else.
I want to talk about something else. Alright. Bob, how's your nose?
Hi, Jace, for asking.
How's your nose, Mark?
It's fine, thanks for asking.
As good as your internet.
Wow. Can you deduct points from him? Can you just, I feel like
It's not you.
You're going to be mean when you can look me in the eye?
Yeah, even easier.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you explained that. Not only can you see us now, listeners / watchers, we can see us.
Yeah.
Up until this point. Yeah, up until this point we had been mostly audio only. The way we're recording this right now, I can see their faces, and they can see my faces.
Yeah, which is a bit of a change, and I'm like, I keep remembering we tried this a little bit before when we were experimenting with this, and then we were like, yeah, that was cool. I like being able to see you guys. It felt like more engaged, and then we never did it again.
We never did that ever again.
Whatever, man. Like over here, usually when we're recording, I'm like this.
Yeah, no, I have one of these things on my desk where it flips back and forth. Usually when we're recording and I'm listening, I'll like mute my mic and I'm sitting here. The side for it, there's like the pick the nose, look, see what you got, then put in your ear and be like, will it combine or will it just disappear? What? And then it's gone magically. We all do that. We all do that. We all do that. No, what we all do is the casual, like, oh, my nose is this. Oh, let me just, I'm not picking my nose. I'm just really right on the rim of my nose. I'm not getting inside, you know, it's just itchy right there, and then you wipe it away.
Man, this is what people were waiting for video.
Yeah. Well, now that we're on Spotify only, I actually have someone here to help me with the nose. James, can you come pick my left? Thank you. I wish that someone was. Yeah, you can't get away with your voice anymore. I thought Molly had walked in or something, and she was trying to do it, and I was just doing that.
Good. Did I ever tell you this time that I like supremely embarrassed myself while filming on a set once? We had to do with like noses. So I was in a pool doing some cool scenes. So it's just like I gotta be in the water up and out. And when I thought about it, occasionally, they'll fix something because I had like marking on my face at the time and patched up. And then the lady there, and I was so used to her just touching my face in general because that's what they make it. It took some whatever, you never know what it is. They do a great job. And she told me like, oh, you got a runny nose. And so she recently grabs the shoes, and I go like this. My nose for her to wipe my nose. And she looks at me, and she's holding the tissue up for me. And she moves back like, you gonna wipe your nose first? Yeah. I didn't even think about it. I was just so ready. Like, there's a problem on my face. You're the face person. You're the face. Oh, thanks, lady. A snap boy. Oh, I mean, snap boy. Snap boy. Yeah, good.
Is that what the best boy does on the set? I need the best boy for my runnies.
Yeah. So that was horrifically. I remember that cringe to this day.
That's really funny, though. No, I get that. I mean, I've been on set for all of maybe an hour or something, because you have graciously invited me to participate in things that you have made before. But I've always, I'm not like you, where you're on set all day every day. You do in front of the camera or behind it. But even I got used to the makeup and the wardrobe people just coming over and just like they just walk up and start touching you. And it is kind of weird, but I can get used to that.
You do.
And I can see how a makeup artist would not want to blow your nose for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was perfectly capable. Like, I was in a pool and my hands were right here. I could have. I just didn't think.
You said it and reached for the tissue and you were like. There was a little bit of that whenever I did like Wobbutt in space, but for one, with the full costume, there was less touching of me directly, but more just adjusting the costume. I guess I had people come over my face, like put ice on me. But they didn't really hear what my face looked like it was hidden by the mask anyway, so there wasn't much touch up. So whenever we did the full day with the love costume, it was just like, all of a sudden there'd be a hand on my thigh adjusting a pad.
Yeah. And then they would suplex you into the chair. Ice everywhere.
Yeah, it was very dramatic. It's like it's time to cool down! Hurry and cool down! Hurry and relax. Okay. I'm actually pretty good. The reason that bothered me about it was that they tried so hard to make sure I had a fresh ice cold beverage that I would take like 3 sips of like those little Gatorades and be like, alright, I was like, they like, no, that's fine. They'd sit me down the next time, they'd have a new Gatorade, it's like, they're like, let's cold down. Like, I don't know what happened to that. I just started drinking.
That's the one thing about like being on set, because I told them the PAs were incredible, like production assistants are valuable on things. But I basically told them like, yes, whenever we yell cut, get him in the chair as fast as possible, try to get him cooled down. They take their job very seriously, so I didn't do like.
Ice cold beverage, fresh ice packs, 2 industrial fans, the handheld fan, the works. And if I was standing, they would find something to like manually fan me. Like, it was wild how much like I was cold while filming that day. Yeah, it was so good of a job they did.
Follow me around for a day of workouts, classes, and practice, and see how the Venmo debit card.
Yeah, it was so good of a job they did.
Well, you know what, Mark? Not only was that an excellent story that was very funny first anecdote, very relatable, it was a great segue into today's episode. You were just talking about what Mark was talking about. I hate to break it. Points for Mark for being the pioneer there.
Yeah!
Points to Wade for being mean to Mark. Thank you! I appreciate you. Anyway, today's topic, it's really more of a literature sort of mice and men, but no. Yeah. But we're going to be talking about if someone someone is an asshole. A lot of people who listen to this are probably also familiar with this website called Reddit. Little-known website, but it's growing in popularity. And there is a subreddit, a group on Reddit called Am I the Asshole, where people go to post stories from their lives, things that they've done or that has happened to them or whatever, and to ask the internet at large, am I the asshole in this situation? This is a subreddit that I frequent. There's a Twitter account that summarizes and retweets a lot of this stuff, so I get that on Twitter too. Good stuff. There's lots of funny stories. And I feel like I have a selection here of some interesting and or weird and or tough to call situations, and I kind of just want to discuss it. I want to give us an opportunity to really tell on ourselves, really expose our true selves, maybe self-report a little bit about whether or not we're the asshole by how we view these situations.
Okay, so we're going to be arbitrating whether or not asshole or not, and you'll assign points.
Based on who I think deserves.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
Points for Mark for forcing me to agree.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Well, I hope I get what I deserve.
You probably won't. So let's get jump right into the first one here. I'm going to kind of read it to you, but you can have these in front of you as I can links to. So
I'll listen.
We're going to start with a post titled, Am I the Asshole for Calling My Wife Unreasonable for Backing Out of Spending Christmas with My Family After My Mother Rejected Her Cookie Sample? Title. It is not the most concise title.
Christmas after mom rejected cookies?
Original poster's wife refused to attend Christmas because the poster's mother required I'll tell you the story, okay? For every holiday, Oki's mother would ask the women in the family, like sisters-in-law, cousins, any women only, I guess, in this family who cooked dessert. But she would ask for samples of any dessert recipes that they wanted to bring to the family Christmas dinner celebration. And the mother-in-law would taste all these and would basically select which ones were good enough to get onto the Christmas dinner menu. So everyone is submitting and trying to get their dessert selected, and mother-in-law curates them. And the original poster's wife complains because the mother-in-law seems to deliberately reject everything she's ever submitted. Assuming this woman has tried multiple times to get recipes accepted by the judgmental mother-in-law and never accepted. For this year's Christmas, it was the same deal. Mother-in-law asked for samples so that she could select, and the poster's wife was once again rejected. He came home from work one day after she had gotten this news. She was very upset that she had been rejected again. A poster didn't know what to say, would try to console his wife, and his wife ultimately said that she was going to back out of the invitation to attend family Christmas because she felt insulted, shunned, whatever. She was hurt by this, that her food was never good enough. Poster was stunned when wife declared this, but wife was pretty stern and pretty set in her ways. They had a whole argument about this. The wife was hurt. The wife was crying and honestly, understandably upset, and was very strongly opinionated they were not going to Christmas. Husband basically insisted that his wife was being super unreasonable, that she should just suck it up, and that it's the family Christmas, they have to go and spend time with family, and the wife is just being totally unreasonable, not acceptable. And as for extra info, the original poster of this added that his wife's were not the only samples that were rejected. His brother's wife was also rejected, and also his younger sister was rejected. He points out that his mother did not force anyone to participate. She invited them to submit samples, but they didn't have to. There's no reason they had to subject themselves to that. And apparently the original poster wants everyone to know that this is just about the dessert, since my mother tends to be very careful specifically about what desserts are allowed. Other types of dishes like appetizers and salads and whatever are apparently totally welcome. There's no process for that. So it's just that the mother-in-law is very picky about dessert for whatever reason. So is the man who posted this, the husband, an asshole, or basically telling his wife that she needs to suck it up for being an adult, that it's not personal, she just doesn't make good dessert?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I have a question. Are the cookies terrible?
He doesn't make any comments on that, which I think is interesting. The way these posts go, for anyone who's not familiar with Am I the Asshole type posts on Reddit, often the person who originally posts the story will post follow-up information, will answer questions, this sort of stuff. He doesn't seem to address that.
He says he tells her baking is amazing, so maybe he's being honest, hopefully.
Oh, he did say that?
He does
Was
say that,
part of it?
okay.
Oh, okay.
I was
Alright,
reading
so-
along when Bob was summarizing.
Okay, I kind of skipped around. I should stick to that.
He heard her cry despite telling her baking's amazing when people have preferences, that's all.
Yeah.
For me, I guess, trying not to be too judgmental here, this is the worst fucking family thing I've ever heard. It's the most divisive, like, welcome to the family. Submit something if you'd like. I'll judge it and tell you if it's worthy of my menu. Like, what the fuck?
I'm in disagreement. I don't think it's that unreasonable. I think
Well, that makes sense.
I would ask how many desserts are part of there, but I bet that information isn't there. And in all honesty, what's stopping her from just bringing a plate of cookies and letting other people choose? I mean, that would probably
They
be
were rejected. She can't.
Yeah, they're not on the menu. That's illegal.
They weren't
Right.
allowed. They
Sounds
were
illegal.
on her menu.
Yeah, what kind of? Also, it is kind of strange. Of like, you go there and there's a fixed menu that you pick from. Any Christmas or holiday dinner has been a potluck where everything's just strewn about on every surface you possibly could. However, let's just give the benefit of the doubt that this is the family tradition and that's just how it's been forever and ever and ever.
Sure.
I think it's unreasonable.
That
for
has
the
to have that as a tradition. Oh, you think the
No,
wife
for the wife. I think the wife is unreasonable. I don't think the guy's an asshole. I think that if he said all he said was you're being unreasonable, it is a family thing. There are other people rejected. You can commiserate with them at the party, but it's like family is more important than dessert, right? Shouldn't it be?
No, that's what the mother says. The guy's not unreasonable. The mom is unreasonable. And it feels like there's an undertone in this story of like some dislike between the mom and the wife. Because like if the wife feels like it's more going on, so that means maybe she feels, I don't know, it seems like she feels like there's more to it than just the baking, right?
We both
doesn't
get
it read like
picture
read
about it.
between the lines? Why would she
well,
be upset if it was just like her dessert was rejected, unless she feels like it's rejected not because of the dessert's quality, but because the mom doesn't like her?
Yeah, for me, this is written from the perspective
That's
of
what
the
I'm
guy,
reading
right?
too.
And the guy is like, this is our family's tradition. He's on the side of his mom, who is the one with this weird, I have to test your dessert or it's not allowed in my house rule thing, tradition. And he still includes the fact that the other people who were rejected are the other daughter-in-law, which, sure, and his younger sister, which maybe this is some sort of thing, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but a younger sister may or may not, may have made a family recipe and maybe mom makes it better. Who knows? The younger sister is not like a guest of honor. They're a family member, they're here, but the younger sister's not going to be offended by that, and maybe mom just didn't like what they had to offer. But the fact that the only other two rejected ones are both daughters-in-law does, stink a little to me of, tension, like this mother-in-law is hard on her daughters-in-law or does not like them or is judgy about them. I don't know. But the fact that even this dude who's clearly on the side of his mom includes that, tells me towards ways to take a little bit of tension or something.
Does the mom have to cook it?
No,
Why would they bring it?
You submit your recipe, and if it's accepted, then you're allowed to bring.
Okay, because I was going to say, if this wife is like an expert pâtissier, and it's an extremely complex recipe, and the mom would have to make it.
They plan to bring. So they do bring it. The mom doesn't have to make it. Why why not just bring all of the desserts, have everyone try them, and then if you want to, like, rank them there and, like, vote on them. But, like, you don't just be like, chocolate chip, not even white macadamia nut. You're welcome at my dinner table with that horrible meal. Like,
My mother-in-law is just sitting there like, what? You son! You married my son! I mean, this is not good enough. This cookie is not good enough. What are you doing?
Spread your legs for my son, you son.
Yeah, I mean,
the cookies, but also this tradition is shit. So what? Shit. Whoa. It's divisive and exclusive. Not inclusive.
I have to agree with Wade. I'm look, I'm not trying to like be super judgy about a family tradition that if this is what they've always done, I get that. But it's a shitty tradition for anyone who is in the wife's position here. In-laws can be tricky. In-laws can be very different from you. They can be judgy because you've stolen their son or daughter by marrying them and moving somewhere or whatever. Like, it's complicated. A system where the mother-in-law gets to judge everyone, or anyway, all the women in the family for something like this is just an opportunity for a lot of pettiness and insecurity and tension. Why would you want a tradition that makes the holidays more tense and sets a stage for potentially more conflict than you already have? When the holidays, traditionally, are the time when everyone fights the most.
Let's piss everybody off before we bring them all together under one roof.
Or also get drunk and you start talking politics or whatever. Like, there's just is tension when you're with your family. Why would you create more?
I see this as an opportunity for peacemaking. This is clearly a matriarchal kind of family tradition where, you know, the grandmother or the mother of their family gets to make decisions where probably, you know, it's not always an opportunity to do that. If it's an opportunity where they get to feel important, they get to feel in charge, they get to feel like they are the provider and arbitrator of this meal for everyone to get together over. And also, we still haven't ruled out the idea that the cookie was just bad.
That's possible.
It's entirely possible. I'm totally fine with this thing just to make them feel better, the mother here. If that is, because again, for me, the point is not the dessert. It's the point is getting together as a family, and it's kind of their house, their rules. You know what I mean?
I agree. And if people don't like the rules, don't go to the party, which is what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying if I was in this sort of position that I would tell them they had to change their tradition. Just objectively, I think it's a really batshit insane. It creates an opportunity for anyone who wants to be petty to just bring that right out in the open before you're even together.
Did you see the update too, where his brother's wife's doing the same thing and not going?
Yes.
So it seems like there's an update. This is my brother. He told me his wife's doing the same thing as my wife. Decided to back out of the invitation to spend Christmas. It seems like this thing is not having the inclusive effect. That is the effect, or the intention at least, and that the in-laws are like, yeah, I keep getting rejected too. I want nothing to do with this. This is shit, and I don't want it. I don't like it, so I'm not going. The evidence, I believe, is in my side.
I don't think the intention is togetherness. It's just the qualification is whether or not this guy is an asshole for saying that's unreasonable. The evidence that I see is that it's removing yourself from family over dessert. And dessert really just doesn't rank that highly in my importance of it. If there is other alienation, then that is what it is. It's not declared here. There is the inference of the other sibling. Maybe they're both really petty. Like, I'm sure that also the mother could be petty. Like, everyone could be petty in here, or else this wouldn't be happening in the first place. But as far as the guy being an asshole, like, he just wants his family together. And it is a bit of a statement to say, you don't like my dessert, you'll never see me again.
It feels like there's more going on here than meets the eye. I don't think the dude is too big of an asshole. I definitely feel like the mother's the asshole for carrying this tradition and seemingly alienating the in-law.
Hey, Mark, you're approaching this the way that I approach these. I often find myself on, like, the wrong side of these sort of posts. Because when I read this, I totally see where you're coming from, Mark, where you're not inferring a lot, right? read the facts and you're like, okay, well, given that this is the situation, and I'll ask you to officially draw your conclusions in a second. But you're just looking at it and saying, like, yeah, they could be really petty, they could hate each other for other reasons. Maybe one is toxic towards the other. Who knows? But you're just saying, based on what we have, when you're drawing your conclusion. Wade is, I feel like, representing the internet, because I feel like on these asshole posts, a lot of the top comments are someone who's like, so she said you're deserving. What she's really doing is saying that you're not really good enough. And this leads back to the beginning of your relationship. You probably didn't foster enough of a relationship with the mother when you were dating the son, and then when you got married, there was a resentment because the mother-in-law felt neglected. People on the internet will just like create whole narratives about all this shit that happened. It's not in the explanation at all. Well, you're the asshole because you didn't give the mother-in-law a birthday gift during the first year that you were dating your son.
Clearly, you're an asshole for dating this cookie baking lady.
I feel like husband's not the asshole because his wife couldn't be bothered to make a good enough cookie to get his mother-in-law's approval. Yeah, but anyway, the way this is supposed to end, no, we've talked about it a lot. I think we've all said our positions. There are 4 options. You must pick one of them for your conclusion. Okay? The options here are not an asshole. In this case, the husband is not an asshole for his assertions. He's the asshole, you're the asshole. Everybody sucks here, or no assholes. Those are the 4 conclusions that you're allowed to draw on an Am I the Asshole thread. So I feel like I know where you land, but please, for the record, state your official judgment.
I can't say that everyone sucks, so I can't declare that. I'm just gonna say not the asshole, specifically to the guy saying what he is.
Well, you are allowed to say if someone else is the asshole. Like in this case, I feel like Wade, you might think that the mother-in-law is the asshole. You can do that.
I wouldn't declare the wife or the mother the asshole because I don't know enough to make that declaration. Like, it could be that the mother is extremely controlling, and I have definitely heard and seen of various other higher, older family members, like, going on power trips and stuff like this. I just don't know. I can't know.
What do you think, Wade?
I mean, I kind of agree with Mark's decision there, the way he worded it.
What?
My initial reaction is the mother's the asshole. But I also, like you said, made a lot of assumptions where it feels like there's more going on here. If they in fact have a great relationship outside of this one holiday tradition, and the wife just really thinks her cooking is that good, and maybe it sucks. Like, what if her cooking is just terrible? What if it's an awful cookie? And the mom that has this tradition, she's like, oh, she used all salt and no sugar. I don't want to serve this. And it's just like flat out terrible. That is possible. I cannot rule that out. So
don't listen to Mark's reasonable discussion, okay? Draw inferences. Be wild.
Is the mother's the asshole, but I don't think the dude is entirely an asshole. I think he's stuck between a family tradition you've done for a long time, and this is what, the 3rd instance that this has happened? Like, this is just the 3rd time that cookie's been rejected. It's not like it's been 10 years and she's submitted every year for 10 years. This is the 3rd time. So that's kind of a small sample size, no pun intended. So it's hard to say that he's truly being an asshole about it by saying, like, depending on how he said it to her, it sounds somewhat unreasonable to be like, I'm not going at all, if it is in fact just this one little thing. I believe there's more going on than just this one little thing, in which case it feels like the mother-in-law is kind of the asshole. But I don't want to say that definitively because it's hard to tell in 3 paragraphs their entire life story.
Alright, you heard it. Wade thinks the mother-in-law is the asshole, and she's
Mother-in-law. My goodness, I can't believe that.
Good. And I like what both of you did there, and you both get points, but not the same amount.
Yay!
Okay.
Or boo, depending.
You'll never know. Well, the end, when I tell you. I do feel like the one thing we didn't touch on here that I feel about this one is, if I'm the husband in this situation, it's a real tough spot because I understand loyalty to your family and enjoying family traditions, but also loyalty to your wife and supporting your wife and making sure that you're not supporting your family in being shitty to your significant other. And it's a tough spot. But I feel like husband's job here is to broker a peace. To have talk to mom and have a talk where mom, calls or they sit down or whatever and talks to his wife and is like, look, I don't hate you, whatever, if we have issues, we should talk about it. I don't know what the solution is, but I would hope that the husband would back up his wife, even if he, doesn't Hey, I hope he doesn't back her up by being like, I'm not going either. Fuck you guys. But, you know, there can be tensions, and I hope that he works this out. That is a tough spot. And like Wade said, who knows? Maybe that's just bad. That's interesting. Interesting discussion. Hard to know.
Yes. It feels like there's tension there, and yeah, like you said, the husband needs to talk to the mom and be like, "Well, fuck, mom, you hate her, or just her cooking?"
Also, not disrespect his family.
Good luck, dude.
That's old now, so whatever happened is in the past, and it's probably fine.
They're divorced. They're never talking again. He's distant from his family. He's living in a cave by himself. He lost everything. He'll never have human contact again, all because of
Goddamn white chocolate macadamia nut cookies! I told her to make chocolate chips.
You guys, Wendy's has new Biggie deals starting at just $4. So now you can decide how biggie you want to go, which is kind of beautiful.
I'm not condensating, you're condensating.
More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Anyway, this next one is a whole legacy of confusing feelings. We're going to move now to discussing the post posted by hairbear_throwaway. The title is, Am I the asshole for giving my daughter a stuffed bear filled with human hair? I'll read you the story.
Posted a story about a bear with human hair. I guess the name, what?
I'm gonna warn you, the story does not clarify why this happens very well. It just explains what happened.
Okay, alright. Okay.
My wife and I just had our daughter, our first child, 3 months ago. Our family has a tradition where the firstborn will get a special stuffed animal. I got one from my mom when I was born, who got one from her mother, who got one from her father, so on and so on. This is a generational tradition. And the reason it's special is because it's stuffed with the parent's hair. The way this works is once a child is old enough to start getting their hair cut, parents will save the hair, as much of the hair as they can, of the firstborn child. And when that child is grown and becomes a parent themselves, the new grandparent who saved all the hair will use that child's childhood hair to make a stuffed animal by hand to give to the new baby. So the grandparent gives the baby a stuffed animal filled with the baby's parents' hair from when they were a child. Obviously. The hair toy, parent's toy, represents the new parent's connection to the child. It is a tangible measure that shows that they'll always be close by. The care taken by the grandparent in collecting all the hair and using it to hand make this toy represents the child's connection to its family's history. It is a tangible measure that shows the extended family will always support them. Does it? The stuffed animal is a way of connecting this new life to their new family. Is it? Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, he's writing it so succinctly that it sounds declarative, like he's reading from a law book, but he's just saying words.
Does it sound like facts when it's written like this?
Yeah,
you know, to profess your love to your new spouse, best to get a heart, a stuffed heart, and you fill it with your first pubes that you shave off, and say, that's to show your true love and lust for your partner.
Yeah, that's thoughtful and
yes. It makes you seem closer. It shows that that hair has been preserved for them and them alone. Declarative statement 3.
Anyway, so the story here is the man. This is the father is posting this. His mom spent all this time making a bear with his hair in it, and he was excited to give it to his new daughter. And instead of thinking it was a very sweet and obvious gift, the man's wife thought it was really disgusting and did not want this weird hair bear anywhere near her daughter. Thought it was unhygienic, but the guy said, no, the hair is clean and well preserved. And they argued about it because, of course they did. He was very taken aback. It's such a touching family tradition. would be so repulsive to his wife, and that she was being cruel and callous, and maybe she's not the person he thought she was.
Okay, so they didn't talk about this ahead of time. He just was like, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and blindsided.
Well, who doesn't expect the hair bear? He finished making the hair bear, and he was like, time.
How did they not discuss this? First, where was the communication shit?
Well, he would have his bear. He would have his bear. He would have his bear. It would be on the shelf. I guess he would never really talk. Oh, that's the bear my grandfather gave me.
I feel like at some point when you're close to somebody, a weird family tradition like that, and it's weird, would come up. Now, now depending on how she reacted, though, it's weird, but I don't know if it deserves, like, a World War III type reaction. Did she, like...
She called it weird and culty.
Weird.
And apparently, the husband's mother found out, and she got mad because she made this bear, it's a tradition, and that got the wife to get her family involved, and apparently called him some vulgar names, and so it's a big, like, family-wide fight about the bear, and who's liking it or not liking it. So she wasn't just chill, she wasn't just like, I don't want that. She was apparently a little vulgar, and it escalated.
I mean, you can still overreact. This is weird, it would throw me off, and I'd be a little bit like, there's stuff that you can overreact to it. Shit, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's anyone who is reading this. No one would disagree that it's weird because none of us have that tradition. And if you don't have that tradition, you're never going to, like, it's hair. Imagine if it was fingernail clippings that you would collect and put in a bear. And then you
You as a young person.
I think it's a little bit like hair is soft and not blood. But, yeah, it's still weird.
But, I'm going to equate this so people can at least, listening to this, get in the same headspace of where the guy is coming from. I'm not agreeing with it. This is just a common thing that people overlook, right? So, in America, many men, or like boys when they're born, are circumcised. That is a tradition that started because of a cereal man 100 years ago. But it is passed down from generation to generation because the father's like, first, cut the tip of his dick. Things like me. And that's weird when you think about it. It's quite strange. I'm not saying one way or another, like, whether you're circumcised or not circumcised, I'm not saying you're weird. The concept, if that was never a thing to you, would be strange because you've never heard of it before. However, there's many people out there who it is a tradition, and it's even part of a religion. But
it's unquestionably normal to a large group of people. But yeah, if you've never heard that, I can see what you're saying. If you encountered that for the first time when you just had your baby and your husband or whomever was like, circumcise him, I can see how you'd be like,
all right, who's got that knife? Yeah, those got the knife. Solve this right now. Yeah, and I'm saying, like, all I'm bringing that up about, I know people are going to launch into the discussion that I'm trying to bring that up so people can understand it's to this guy a tradition not like that, but similar vein that not many people else know about, and then the wife's reaction being like, that's freaking weird, that's really weird, I don't think I want that. It's not identical, but just in the same headspace.
The dude's the asshole here, the fact that he didn't tell her ahead of time. This should have been something that was discussed, ironed out before it was time to deliver the bear. However, I don't think hair in a bear is weird to me, but it's not like, they make wigs and stuff out of real people's hair, right? Like, that's not, like, that happens thing. And there is, so I don't find it like a World War III level thing. It's weird to me, but like, if she super overreacted, got her family involved, and was being really just nasty to him, and like, not my daughter, and that kind of thing, like, that feels like a gross overreaction to this. I think it could have all been avoided by communicating ahead of time, and he's the asshole for that. But she shouldn't blow up and overreact to it. There are worse things. There's the Alaskan Mother's tradition's a lot worse than this one.
I disagree with what I disagree completely.
just saying here is like whatever, all that aside. The parents who made the bear, whatever, family tradition, whatever. It's the parents' decision together to do whatever with the child because it's their child. So they have to agree no matter what. So I agree with Wade that it should have been discussed. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing for the wife to be adamant that they're not okay with this because they shouldn't have to bend their own desires to cater towards a tradition that they were never aware of or knew in the first place. So I actually do think that the guy is the asshole for never talking about this in the first place before it was happening and expecting the wife to just go along with it. So I don't even think that anything I heard there was super nuclear. I think that if you were thinking just to protect your child, and I don't know how old this child is, that you wouldn't want some strange ancient hair bear that's probably cursed. Like, who knows how cursed that thing is? Who knows how much hair they've passed down from each other bear in the previous generation, stuffed a little more, but they didn't get enough when he was a boy. You know, they got sample backwards. I don't know about that bear.
I will add that I read a little bit of this when Bob was talking about it. And in the paragraph, again, this is from the dude's perspective, so we don't have her side of it. But she says it was gross and disgusting. She wouldn't have it around her daughter. She said it was unhygienic. And if he ever put that thing near her daughter, she would throw it in the trash. So there was a little bit of from his perspective, again, so take that for what you will. It does sound like she was a bit no, very not even willing to discuss it. It's kind of how it's presented. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But again, discussion ahead of time. Solved. You know what's happening. You don't have a baby? Well, we have this tradition. Oh, no. Yes. Let's talk. Let's argue. Whatever. Have that solved before it's like, here's the bear.
Yeah. I can see this post being made from the perspective of, he went into this being like, of course this is going to happen. This is tradition. So he didn't even come into this discussion with let's talk about it. Therefore, the wife could only be like, I need to make a stance. You're just going to do this? Absolutely not, because it's kind of that kind of, you force people into extreme positions by taking a solid stance from the get-go and not offering. So I think if anything, these were probably equivalent energies that they were bringing to this argument.
Yeah. He's the asshole for not discussing it ahead of time. I feel like that's the problem. There should have been communication before the baby was there.
It's easy for the screen to steal our time. Less can free you.
Should have been communication before the baby was there. Agreed. Are you both, he's the asshole? Everyone's the asshole? For that specific reason. If she overreacted that way, then sure, she's overreacting, but all of this would have been solved if they discussed it ahead.
Yeah, I don't think she overreacted. I think she reacted of the exact same energy. I think, he's the asshole. I don't think it's not wrong to have a family tradition. It's not, unless it's hurting someone. But I mean, this does seem relatively.
Yeah, this one is not dangerous. It seems like it's just somebody. Apparently, he replied to somebody and said he purposely didn't tell her, so it would be a nice surprise. He becomes the asshole. That's pretty much. Surprise! You'll never get this one. You'll literally never get that. I don't know. I don't think the tradition, it's weird. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. But it's definitely something you discuss before you just do it.
How do you think that went? Did he pull the bear out and be like, guess what it's made of?
Well, I'm sure he gave it. I'm sure he gave it to her, and it was like, oh yeah, Grandma handmade this for our baby. And the mother was kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
He could have just not brought up that it was a hair bear. No, I hope he leaned into her ear and he's just like, stuffed with me. What? My hair is there. What? I'm giving it to our daughter right now. It's like one of those Build-A-Bears. Every time the daughter squeezes the paw, the bear's like, and I'll always be with you. The recorded sound of him being shaved as a baby. God.
Do you think that Grandma didn't hand make it and went in to Build-A-Bear with a full of just this weird hair?
They went to put the bear on the big thing where they fucked the stuffing into the bear, and the grandma was like, "Oh no, I've got the stuffing. Don't ask what it is. I'm tired of your judgment, Build-A-Bear people.
She gets the guy to open like the glass cabinet, takes out like the cotton or whatever, and then puts in the hair just in the thing and starts scooping. I don't know how I've never done Build-A-Bear. I imagine it's like the little like claw machine where it just goes and grabs the hair.
Description was correct.
So, the way they stuff bears and Build-A-Bears, there's a big thing with all the stuffing, and it's like fluffing around, and then there's a hole that comes out of it. That is where the fluff comes out, and when you get an empty new bear or whatever, there's a hole in its ass, and you take it and you feed it on the pole, and then you turn on the machine and you go until the bear is full of fluff. That's what happens.
Completely right
That's
about
not,
that.
Yeah, that's not a bit. That's what they
so
do.
For the hair, I hope it's like how you like siphon gasoline. They put like a little tube in the bag of hair, like. And then, like, put it in the bear, and just the hair flows.
Oh, God.
Man. Hope no one was eating. He's like, oh, my baby hair. God, you know, why do we all know what siphoning is? I thought that was going to be a much more useful skill, like, because I learned it as a child, like, oh yeah, siphoning, that's super cool. I'm going to need that when I'm an adult. I've never siphoned anything out of anything in my life.
Well, the apocalypse hasn't started yet. You're prepared to get all the gasoline you need once you're in that situation.
Yeah, wait, I've actually been siphoning your hair to build you a giant stuffing bear.
It's going to take you to get enough. A life-size Wayne doll shows up stuffed with his own hair. Yeah, anyway, I don't know how I would react to that family tradition, but I just very much agree with you guys, and I think you both deserve points for candid discussion on that one. This dude should have definitely brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like how does that not come up? Like you said, he didn't throw his hair bear away. He's got that somewhere because it's such a family tradition, and it's never come up that the wife was like, "Man, you love that bear, huh? Is that just like your first teddy bear or something?" And oh, it's just.
What happens to your hair bear when you pass away? Does it go down to like one person have like 30 hair bears at this point?
You just gotta sew them in half and like stitch it on like a Frankenstein bear.
Like a little hair, like the family Franken bears, just like weird hairs from generations, like leaking out the neck.
A collection that's stored in a glass case, and when you inherit it, you have to display it in your house somewhere.
Yeah, I just realized that with hair, it's not like stuffing. The hairs would start to poke through the fabric, like if it's handled in any capacity. So this bear is actually hairy.
Yeah, and it becomes more hairy the more you hug it. All you have to do is hug it, and it gets more cozy. Show the feature. It gets snugglier. Like when Daddy doesn't shave for a few days. Yeah, anyway.
Each their own, but talk about it. For the love of God, talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like the conclusion so far between these two is family tradition. Warn your significant other, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's true.
Babies don't ever stop, and behind them is an unstoppable Pampers 360 diaper with a...
I have a few more, and I thought they would all be funny, but I have one more I really, really want to talk about.
Okay. That was fast.
Yeah, no, that's good. We could do one more. This could be like kind of
which one?
The one titled, "Am I the asshole for being mad that my boyfriend won't make noodles the way I like?" Okay, so this is posted by a woman who is dating a boy, and they started living together at the beginning of the pandemic. They moved in together so that they didn't have to like isolate, so that they could at least be pandemic partners or whatever. So they started living together, and when they moved in together, the guy, boyfriend, took over all of the like cooking and food tasks. They split up the household chores, which one I think is really weird when people specifically are like, I'll cook I'll grocery shop. You vacuum and mop. I'll do laundry, but you fold it. I think that's people can do what they want, but I think that's really weird. Well, they kind of do that anyway. They divided everything.
You're weird. You're a freak. You're weird and wrong.
Okay. No, I just that's not how I live. I would never survive in such a structured world, I guess, is my point. But yeah, so they moved in together, and he is the chef now. Grocery shops he does, and they split up the chores. And this girl just happens to like her noodles, like spaghetti marinara noodles in like a very particular way. She's very picky, and she loves pasta, but she doesn't like it to be too saucy. She doesn't like a big glob of sauce overwhelming the delicate flavor of the noodles. She likes an essence of sauce flavor on the noodles. And so how her dad always prepared her spaghetti, he would make her special, separate from everyone else's. He would make family spaghetti, and then he would take hers out and put it in like a strainer and rinse off all the sauce. Literally take it to the sink and with water, rinse off all the tomato sauce flavor, and then give her these noodles that had been basically like dipped in sauce and then cleaned completely. And that gave her pasta with an essence of tomato sauce, but not too much, just an essence. And apparently the boyfriend, when he started cooking, agreed to make her pasta the way she liked it. And she thought that had been happening. And at one point, he made them pasta, and she was like, "This is good." And the boyfriend was kind of started like mocking her, and he was kind of like, "Oh yeah, you like that essence of pasta sauce? Yeah, you like that? You like the way I cooked that for you?" And apparently it comes out that this dude had never done that. He thought that was ridiculous. He had never done that. He had just been boiling her pasta and giving it to her without wasting the pasta sauce and cooking it down the sink. He was just giving her plain boiled noodles. She didn't notice. She still thought she was getting essence of tomato noodles with the whole process. She thought he was doing what her dad had always done for her. And so it comes out that he never did that. He was just giving her plain noodles. And she was like, "You're an asshole. What? You lied to me. You lied. You never did what I wanted." And he was kind of like, "Yeah, well, you're late because you want to waste fun by washing it down the sink. And you think you can take pasta sauce that has been literally washed away from the noodles you're eating, and you put pasta sauce down the table and with a little bit of it, and maybe there's a sense of it, and whatever." And the dude just straight up lied. And if you stop reading there, I feel like it's a kind of funny picture. Because clearly the guy did lie to her, but he doesn't like that's serious. And it didn't hurt anything. He was just getting plain noodles instead of washing them. So whatever. But if you go and she has some edits and stuff, and my favorite and possibly the most important is I found some things out in the subsequent argument. First, he is not actually a pharmacist like he always said he was. He just works at CVS. Second, he has actually cheated on me multiple times with other girls that go to my college. Lastly, and worst of all, he's not even allergic to dogs. He just doesn't like them, and that's why we never got a dog.
Okay, all of those are really bad, but she wasted food, so she's still the asshole.
So the question posed is this girl an asshole for being really mad at her boyfriend because he lied to her and didn't give her weird essence of tomato noodle dish she likes, whatever. But all that other information also exists. So, interesting story, right? Let's talk about spaghetti issue first in isolation before we address everything else.
Okay. Wow, that did not go the way I thought it was going to go at all. I thought he was just going to be like, he just drowns it in sauce every time, and she doesn't like it. Because I'm the type of guy, I used to like spaghetti, and I would have a tiny thing of sauce on the side, and literally the sauce water would run to the other side, and I would eat only that. I did like the essence of sauce. This is different, however. That went different. So I'll let Wade first. The quantification.
Well, I'm once again going to avoid answering the question directly by saying, here's what you should have done, is offered her a taste test where you offered her, like, 3 sets of noodles, one with essence of butter, one with essence of tomato, one that had nothing on it at all, and see if she noticed the difference, and be like, see, you can't really taste it, maybe we can avoid wasting the sauce, and presented it that way instead of lying and betraying her trust. That would have solved the problem. I think lying to her and saying he's doing it when he's not is a betrayal of trust, even though it's kind of stupid. Because obviously she didn't notice a difference, so she would have liked it just fine. But he should have at least, the first time he did it, been like, I actually didn't do it, you didn't notice a difference. Maybe you like it plain just fine. Rather than continuing the charade, like, I don't know, continuing it, the charade went on for over a year. Yeah, I don't know, I'm assuming they did this at least once a month, right? At least once a month. So, that's a long time to lie to somebody and make them think you're doing something, like, even if the actual taste isn't there, I think part of what matters is, like, Dad did that for her, and it's, like, the care that goes into it that matters to her. It's, like, the symbolism of doing it for her, probably. So, it should have been handled differently by the dude. I think she didn't necessarily need this essence of sauce thing done. It doesn't make anything different, but I think that the way he presented it and did it was wrong.
Yeah.
Bold assertion, I like it.
Yeah, there is something, and we all know this. Food is also made with love. Like, you put care into the food and how you make it. Yeah, it's like what you said, it's a tradition. It doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't. And eventually you can bring that up. But it's kind of a common theme for some guys out there to think that they know better. And, you know, they think, oh, clearly I know the right answer because if you're washing it off, it's the same anyway, yada yada. Some people can have preferences. But, God, what is wrong with people trying to just talk about something? Why is this such a difficult thing to be like, you like essence, wouldn't that just be the same as plain noodles? And then she would go, no, there was something about it, I swear, it might sound crazy. I bet she would probably say that, like, it might sound crazy, but something about it, like just having that tiny hint, which maybe would, like, sauce can stain noodles, sauce is very staining, like maybe that's the tiniest thing, and you wouldn't notice it if you thought it was there, but that's all placebo effect. Placebo effect is a real thing. Like, there probably, if you put 2 plates side by side, one that was sauced and washed, one's in the plate, it's very weird, don't get me wrong, it's weird.
No, but the first sentence of this is, okay, this sounds dumb, but hear me out.
Yeah, exactly.
She knows it's a weird thing that she just has.
And that's fine. Like, if you're in a partnership, wouldn't you want to provide things just the way that they want? There was a whole, like, series of TikToks that I saw about this girl that, like, this guy, like, got her gift. They broke up, or he was trying to get her back, and he got her, like, gold jewelry and flowers. And she made this post saying, like, I've told him so many times, I don't like gold. And yet he gets me golden chocolate or something like that. I don't like golden chocolate or something like that. And that's what he gets me. And that's when I knew it wasn't going to work. Because he wasn't listening. It's not the point of, like, just that it's noodles washed. It's that it's made in the way that makes her happy. And anyone, if it was a girl cooking for a guy, it's like, what makes him happy, that's what you should want to do.
Yeah, the lie is the problem. And presenting it being like, I've not been doing what you like this whole time. It's not like saying, grandiose, I was right. It's like, I've been betraying and lying to you, but you can trust me in everything else, honest. That's like,
that's my favorite part, I think, of this part of it. It's not like he found out accidentally and he was like, I didn't want you weren't supposed to find out. Like, shit. He one night was just like, do you like those noodles I made? That sauce I definitely rinsed right off of there for you?
I imagine he grew like an evil mustache for this one presentation too. You like the sauce I make?
But anyway, big surprise. And I generally agree with both of you, and I think that's a good point, Mark, that you're essentially ignoring the explicit wishes of your significant other is a great way to show how little you care, especially when it's something that's very straightforward and easy to address. But also, a man who lied and then mocked his girlfriend after years of
lied to her face. Lied about his job. Cheated on her with multiple girls that she knew, and hates dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Twist.
It turns out he's kind of a douche. I can't believe a guy that would lie and betray somebody would lie and betray somebody.
Yeah, no, weird, right?
Weird.
I don't know if spaghetti fits in with the severity of the rest of the lies. But it goes in the same column, I guess.
It just establishes a pattern of bad communication and not listening, not caring. I don't know, it just represents, I guess, the rest of the kind of incident.
Do you think he had a curtain in the kitchen? Like to the archway? I don't know the door. Be like,
B26, B12, and B3, O74, G60, I27, O69, O70.
He actually went through more trouble to lie about it. In case she ever wanted it in the kitchen, he had like the strainer set up, and he dumped a little
Same
sauce in the
sauce
sink.
he's had. Yeah. He didn't even open it, just the unopened can, the same one for a year.
She walked in, and he's just like, "Oh, I just rinsed it. Look, there's tomatoes in the sink. I did it. You can see all the evidence of me having done that."
Oh, he wouldn't waste it, right? That was the problem. He didn't want to waste it. So he's like, I just ran the water. You just missed the tomato chunks in this thing. Oh, it was right there.
He did not do this out of the goodness of his heart because he's concerned about food scarcity or people struggling to get their dietary needs met around the world.
He wasn't worth the effort. He had 2 more dates that night he had to make dinner for. He didn't have time for this one.
You know what? It does. Things like this always make me curious, and maybe I'm just not old enough. Lying about being allergic to dogs, that's a shitty thing to do, but I can see how you could get away with that, because who's going to be like, oh, let me do a scratch test and make sure you're allergic. How do you lie about being a pharmacist, or anyway lie about your job, and get away with that? It's not like she's like, oh, I'm just gonna stop. She sends him a text, right? Like, oh, I forgot you got my keys in your backpack. I'm gonna stop by and pick them up, okay? And he's like wearing his CVS shirt, stocking a shelf. And he's like,
holding like a gun to like the actual pharmacist would go behind the counter and stand there like,
yeah,
see, it's me and my buddy Bill, right, Bill? Working together.
Runs back to the pharmacy counter. It's like, you gotta give me a jacket and let me in there. I know it's protected by a code, and that's probably illegal. And there's like drugs in there. Well, yeah, I'm lying to my girlfriend. Come on.
I shouldn't have told my other significant other I was a Fortune 500 CEO.
Do you think he ordered like a lab coat off of Amazon? You know, the one that says Dr. Cummings on it? The one that I have? And he's just like, alright, man, going to my pharmacist job. A lot of drugs.
I'm making pharmacy money, but we're gonna have plain noodles every night for a year and barely afford our rent.
No, he puts it in Tupperware, brings it over to the other girl's house, and he's like, look at all the stuff I'm saving.
Hey man, you want sauce today? This man takes so much sauce. He must be loyal.
I guess he just gotta be really bold and a quick thinker with lying on your feet situation. But like, god damn,
it's exhausting. What a horrible life.
Why would you need to lie? I mean, maybe this girl was impressed by him being harmless, but why does anyone do that shit? And by anyone, I mean guys, I guess, because it seems like it's guys a lot of the time. But like, I don't know, it seems crazy.
my favorite response to this also is this is a long comment, and it starts with everybody sucks here. Both suck dreadful, to be honest. And then they go through a lot of the stuff that we talked about, basically pointing out how they both suck, and it ends with you deserve each other, which I feel like is just funny, incredibly untrue.
Yeah, what?
This person read this and was like, oh, my video is working. That's good. Uh-oh.
It's mine, probably, right?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, my video broke.
Well, whatever, we'll just carry it on.
What was I? Oh, yeah. But this person looked at what the facts laid out here and was like, yeah, he lied to you about your pasta and tricked you and then made fun of you for it and then cheated on you and lied about his career and he hates dogs. And you eat weird spaghetti. Fuck both of you guys. Yeah, I hate you. Oh, you sound awful. I want to point out, though, in the original post, I believe he insisted on cooking, right? It's not like she had the option of doing it her way. He insisted on doing it. He said that her food habits were cute, and then he betrayed. Like, again, I think it's a silly thing to do, but I get it, and he should have followed through with it, or at least like presented an option. Like, let's see if you really do care about this, and maybe we can not waste the sauce if you really can't tell the difference. Yeah, because like she communicated her wants as clearly as she could, and he acted like he was going along with it, which is a problem. Yeah. I agree with that comment. They're both assholes. We all do because humanity loses. Alright. I'm still mad at that mother-in-law. What's wrong with the mother-in-law? I'm still mad at her. Horrible tradition.
Are for real music fan. A day one die-hard real music fan. You were there before everyone else was. Your music is made for. Listen like a real music fan. Only on SoundCloud. And retail any toppings for just $9.99. Sheesh, I'm getting all kinds of ideas.
Tradition. Am I back? Yeah, you're back. I'm sorry, I won't ever say that again. Mother-in-law was great. I'm sorry, don't leave me. I think my camera being broke finally, Riverside was like, what? We should fix that. Yeah, so, this was fun, guys. Yeah. You could have been a little wilder with your claims and assumptions, but that's okay. Welcome to how it is when I host, man.
Yeah, maybe it was a situation with the mother-in-law where she, like us, just randomly assigns points in a completely nonsensical manner and then picks a winner, and it just so happens to alienate.
She just has a wheel she spins. Oh, who gets to have their desserts? Alright, well, I think that's going to be the end. And, good discussion all. You both earned points on that last one as well. Let me tally up the scores. Okay, after checking over my notes, it looks like, despite being totally rational, incredibly reasonable, well thought out.
What is rationable?
Right, you know what rational means. And honestly, quite brilliant during the course of the entire episode. Mark did not accumulate enough points to beat today's winner, Wade. Thank you. I just want to say, going from being the first ever host of this podcast to the first ever winner with video on Spotify really seems fitting for me. Thank you for the opportunity. And subreddit, which one of us is the asshole? I guess let us know. Yeah, with no context or explanation. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. We've got to each other. Which one of us is the asshole? That's it. Just based on having listened to and or now watched every episode of this podcast, which I assume that you have done, which one of us is the asshole? The options are Wade, Mark, Bob, that mother-in-law. Wait, hold on, maybe. Voldemort, the mysterious fourth person, Will, Aiden, Molly, and Mandy should host the next episode. The options are a lot of things.
So I was brilliant, really well thought out, very rational.
Genius level. Yeah.
What were Wade's qualifications for?
Wild inferences, tamed only by Mark's wisdom and calm demeanor over the course of debates.
basically, Wade was more fun.
I think the mother-in-law was an alien who was stealing and looking to fuel his spaceship.
Good points are appearing.
Oh, no, I think she was dead, come back from a necromancer's spell. They were making a familial chain of voodoo dolls to wreak havoc on future generations forevermore. All part of a spell to undo our current timeline and get us back into the right one. And it was a human effigy, so you're gonna ask questions. Their souls are trapped in the bears.
It's already decided, but you both earned some points there. So that was exciting. Mark, do you have a loser speech?
Loser, wildly unfair. But hey, that's life. I'll take it with grace and dignity, and I will know in my heart of hearts that.
Can you see my video right now?
Yes.
Is that your winner speech? Or
That's it.
Victory. All right, victory's mine. Concise. I like it. Unlike Reddit, very concise. I do that right? Is this the right? What? As a mocking gesture?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a mocking
I
gesture.
feel it mocked, if that's what you're looking for.
He looks like you mocked it, doesn't he? Down his eyes. You know, 1,000 bajillion points. So we're going to reset at the end of this episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching. You can watch it now. Video. If you didn't know there was a video, aren't you silly? Just gotta look. It's an app. And you can see our stupid faces. And maybe some stupid pictures next time. Who knows? We'll see what stupid stuff comes up on the next episode of Distractable. Available right here. Spotify. Make sure that you follow the podcast so you always know when the new episodes come out. And yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you check out the merch. Store.distractablepodcast.com. You can find Mark at Markiplier in places. Wade is Lord Minion 777 and or Minion 777. I am Meister online. We all do our own things, but I think we all know it's most important that you're here for this. The best podcast is available on the internet to listen to on Earth. Not the rest of the solar system or the universe.
you.